Namaste everyone. This is a lunar acro move called Hammock, and it's in the common syllabus for lunar acro yoga. There is a syllabus, you just find the document online or you purchase it from the AcroYoga website. And the trickiest thing about lunar acro moves is the transitions. The moves themselves are actually quite easy, and assuming that you have the flexibility to base those kinds of moves, which is just hamstring flexibility to be able to pike at 90 degrees at the hips with straight legs comfortably. That's basically the flexibility you need. The transitions into and out of the poses, though, is what makes or breaks it. The lunar acro is a soft practice. It's a flying Thai massage. So anything that's jarring or agitating is counterproductive to that. So we want the transitions to be super smooth, and that is as simple as learn it the right way and practice. It takes many, many repetitions of come into the pose, get out of the pose, come into the pose, get out of the pose. That will make it smoother. What I'm going to show you now is hammock pose, a few variations, and some of the things that I do, some nuances. What's interesting about this pose is it's the most weight bearing on the wrists for the base of any lunar acro pose. You're basically supporting like 30 or 40% of their weight on your hands, and for a long time because it's a massage. So orientation of the hands is super key. It'll make sense as I show you the move. Turn the hands out, you can move the hands wider, and that eases the pressure on the wrists. It's mostly for the shoulder blades and the upper back, and a little bit for the belly. In a future video, I will go way deeper into how to access the psoas with hammock, but for now, we'll just keep it relatively simple. So turn and face that way. And again, there's so many ways to get into hammock, but just basic entrance is just, I need to be able to turn my feet out while keeping my knees together. So it's the most awkward entrance also. So with bent knees, I turn my feet out, but that'll make my knees go wide. So I resist that, I bring the knees closer together. Place them behind the knees, and she sits on my shins. So she should be able to just stand right back up. So that's kind of the progression of it, is to be able to sit down on my shins, and then to be able to stand back up. So she's not fully crashing down into me yet. Now she can sit down. I place the hands on the back, I round up a little bit, and then she rolls her back down, and I straighten the legs up. So the dismount will be the opposite, knees in the butt. I bring the feet down, and I help roll her torso up, and she stands up. That's the hardest part of the move, is the entrance and the exit. So sit down, and roll the back down, and then it's quadricep strength. Once you get up here, it's easier. So a lot of people will make the mistake to be really low down here, and that's a lot of flexion or extension on the wrists. So I want my fingers almost like coming around the shoulders. Lift this shoulder. Yeah, kind of cupping the corner of the shoulder blade there. That's where it's sitting. The inferior angle, the bottom corner of the shoulder blade, is fitting in the cup of my palm. And that's makes my palm into a massage tool there. Sit your butt. Yeah. And lift this shoulder. Lift this shoulder. Good. Sit your butt. Nice. So it just bounces.
Limper?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Looser. So lift this shoulder, lift the other shoulder, and interlace your hands behind your neck. So that will help open her chest a bit, so I have a better handle now. And then it's just lowering, raising, opposite leg, with loosening for the torso. You can even bend the opposite arm. Hold on. It's the shirt super slip. Yeah, sit your butt. Yes. So the opposite leg bends, maybe the opposite arm bends. Little wiggles, helps loosen them up, take the legs apart, together. It feels a lot better than it looks. It looks like a simple movement, but this feels incredible, doesn't it? And you can play with, when you take the legs apart, maybe try to spread a little bit. Just the base. Flyer is passive. And one last move I'll show. You can always, like I've been doing, tap the shoulder, lift the shoulder please, to readjust the hand, lift the shoulder. Good. Is a twist. So take a breathe in, and as she exhales, I'll take her side, torso to the side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Back to the middle. And one last thing I'll show is just hug your knees, and then I can help her kind of sit up stronger. So my knees go under her butt, under the sit bones, and that gives me a lot of like leverage here. And now here I can drop her onto my elbows. A little bit of anatomy of the butt will help you like pinpoint some of these deep lateral rotators. So you have this outer hip bone and the sacrum that goes down the middle, and so you have these deep lines that go across. There's the butt cheek, the glute maximus. That's relatively easy. You just massage it, it's all glute maximus. But the deep lateral rotators, like piriformis is the most popular one, right about there. And I prefer on myself, when I get massaged, the insertions, which is basically where it attaches to the sacrum. Right there. It felt good? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So not on the bone, on the muscle. And I can even take my own palms to my head, and this helps ease the effort. Some people take so much pressure in the butt massage that it's basically they're balancing on my elbows. And then to come off, and rather than just take the pressure off the elbows, I like to roll it off and lay back down on the hands. Yeah. And then to come down, I bend my knees, plant your feet, and then sit around. And that's hammock pose. Did you like it?
I did. What I loved most is just like remembering to just let go and let you do the moves, like be totally passive and let go. And it's really easy to just enjoy it. So that was awesome.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's way easier to enjoy the lunar acro when you just let it go and stop trying to do something as a flyer, which it requires a base to instill like trust in you. Like you have to trust that your base can support you. So that comes in the transitions, entering and exiting the pose, many repetitions, and having a spotter, a third person when you're learning these moves. And the rest is practice. Be willing to fall. I've fallen many times. I've dropped many people many times. It's not a great distance to fall, and the fall is not like free fall. Like you're supporting them as they're falling, so you like see it coming. It's like timber, and then you can brace yourself. So it's not a big deal in the end. So I hope you found this helpful. Definitely subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Namaste.